Chairman Bill, fellow trustees, President McLeod-Walls, faculty, staff, and most importantly to the students, thank you for being here today. I really appreciate receiving this honor. It doesn't come lightly for me. I especially want to thank my family for being here today, for taking time away from work and their lives. With young kids and busy lives and young professionals, it's very special that you're here today. There's an opportunity cost, put it in economic terms, that come with these sort of things, and there's an opportunity cost that sometimes come with serving. And so I want to thank my family and especially Melanie for allowing me to serve in some capacities outside of the family business. So I'll tell you a little bit about those here in a little bit. It was my distinct honor to serve the college in a variety of positions, and this primarily as the board of trustees. And the problem with that position in particular is that sometimes you're not always able to say everything you want to say and express the things that you want to express. So given this opportunity, everybody sit back, relax. We're going to be here a while. Okay, no, I'm not going to do that. But I will share a little bit with you about my life experience and my college experiences and how all of those have shaped me and in many respects changed my life. I grew up on a small town, Richmond, Missouri, not too far away from here on our family farm. And my earliest recollections are being out on the farm. We were always fixing up something. There was something going on the farm year-round. And my earliest experiences were out picking up sticks, picking up rocks. Maybe I was barely old enough to walk, but by God, my dad was going to have me out there working. I even remember riding on a bulldozer with my dad for hours on end, just fascinated with what he was trying to accomplish. I finally got promoted. I got promoted to spending long, sometimes hot, always long, sometimes cold times on a tractor for hours on end. And that can be as boring as you can imagine. It was my mom that stressed the importance of faith and the arts. And because of those things, we attended church every Sunday. And I wasn't opposed to that idea, because inside, I think that faith was there and always building, but also it was a chance to get away from the farm for a few hours, not have to work for a little while. So my family culture was built around those things, in particular, our faith and work, and not just working hard, but working smart. Add to that the discipline that I received from a very strong and rigorous high school music program. And I really felt like I was set up for about everything. The only way I can really accurately depict what my small town life was like and my faith journey in my early years is by the Grant Wood painting American Gothic. I'm sure you're all familiar with it, with the guy standing there, very stoic looking. He's got the pitchfork. And it's actually, I believe, his daughter that is standing next to him. He's in his bib overalls. She's in her little dress. That very periodic and exemplary of what a farm and small town is like. And that was my Baptist faith. Stoic, cold, hard, boring, but that's what life was like for me at that time. There's some description that maybe those folks were Presbyterian, but give us some poetic license. They may have been Baptist. So that was my early life, a small town centered around that work and faith and family. So off I go to Jewell, ready to show everybody what this small town guy can do, an honor student, really ready to go. And that was my first humbling experience at Jewell when I found out there were 1,000 other honor students here. And so I quickly learned that I've got to fit in and work even harder. I was one of many, many small town Baptist kids that were attending Jewell at the time because of our strong affiliation at that time with the Missouri Baptists. There's one professor, and I'm betting everyone in this room had a professor that affected them most in their life. And for me, that was the late Dr. David O. Moore. We called him D.O. I learned a lot from D.O. as he challenged my thinking on so many different levels. My professors, my cook included, challenged me academically and in my discipline, but it was D.O. that really changed my life. I'd actually met him before I came to Jewell, and we got to be very well acquainted with him. The most important thing I learned from D.O. Moore is this: you can be a Christian and you can laugh and you can have a sense of humor. In one moment, D.O. Moore changed the American Gothic to someone that can actually have a little fun in life, and it changed my thinking forever. Travel experiences had a great deal of effect on my life, and they started in high school, they continued here in college, and we heard from Esther George last night, and my experience is not unlike her, except you came from an even smaller town than I came from. But the effect is the same. You get a chance to see the wider world, to become acquainted with other people, to learn that there are good people everywhere. I actually shared some of those experiences with D.O. Moore as he and I went to Harlexton and traveled in the Holy Lands together. I introduced Dr. Moore to my then girlfriend, Melanie, and she became so enthralled with him that we asked David to marry us. After graduation, I went back to the farm after being challenged with some other opportunities and thinking about some other things, and ended up with a unique opportunity to run a family business. And we did stress the word business. I was trying to take the business principles that I learned at Jewell and take them to the farm where it wasn't a common practice at the time. The dynamics of a family business are like no other. Like any other business, at times you're a manager, at times you're a teacher, a counselor, or an historian. But in a family business, you are all of those, but you are always a husband, always a brother, always a father, and always an uncle. The challenges are many, but so are the rewards. Melanie's and mine continued traveled work to build even greater experiences for us, and my involvement with an international organization kept me in tune with the world and the big picture and just how good people can be. I continue to believe that there are good people everywhere. That's kind of difficult to do in this area of political rancor that we're in right now, but I believe it. So why do I tell you all this stuff? And there's a lot of good stuff here if I actually followed my notes, so you might be able to actually get something out of it. But for me, the exposures I've had in my life changed me and molded me in many ways. It was my family, it was my faith, it was my friends. It wasn't Jewell. Jewell was a big part of it. It was the people from William Jewell that shaped me. The friends, the faculty, the people that I worked with all the time. It was a wonderful experience, and I hope everybody has that same experience that I had. Central to my life's philosophy really boils down to faith. Faith in people, faith in family, yes, faith in God, dedication to my career and dedication to my work. Really not a bad life's philosophy. And if you think about it for a minute, it's not a bad motto for a college. Deo Jesus labora, Deo Jesus labora, Deo Jesus labora. Amen, amen, amen.